you the check. They were very nice when I came in. They're like, it's a little low. Make sure you watch your head. Like, this is not my first rodeo. But I have had several concussions. So. Give tall people a break, all right? We're not stupid. We're just highly concussed. You guys, someone told me the other day that I look like what would happen if Larry Bird and Amy Schumer reproduced. Yeah, people, they're out there. They're out there. I feel like men really need to work on their pickup lines. I had this guy stop me on the street recently, and he asked me how tall I am. So I told him I'm 6'2", and then he looked me up and down and he goes, beastly. Not a compliment, you guys, not a compliment. Just say hi. I feel like everyone's trying to love and basketball me too. They're like, let's play one-on-one. Let's not. And look, guys, I respect you for shooting your shot. I really do. Because what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? But some of you are missing 100% of the shots you are taking. I'm very intentional when it comes to dating, which is very challenging. I feel like I meet a lot of men that are like, I'm just looking for something fun, something casual. Okay, go to Disneyland, buy a jean jacket, don't waste my time. I live in Los Angeles, but I'm actually originally from the Midwest. Obviously, look at me. They do not breed them like this in Los Angeles. Dairy, real milk. Went into the open of this body. You can't get this with almond milk. I actually grew up in a very big, very Christian family. So my dad was a pastor, and my mom a Lutheran school teacher, and I have 6 brothers and sisters. A lot of us. I'm going to be real with you guys. We were pretty rich in God's blessings. Oh, we were so poor. We used to get bags of clothing from the families at our church, which was cool. They were looking out for us, right? I remember everything being so nice, too, and I got really excited going into Sunday school in my new sweater. One of the rich kids came up and complimented me. She's like, hey, I really love your sweater. Thank you. Do you want it back? It's okay, you guys. It's okay. You guys remember The Cosby Show? Yeah. I know, it's a very touchy subject. Okay, let's just focus on the characters. I remember one episode, Dr. Huxtable sat down one of his kids, and he said, you are not rich. Your mother and I are rich. You have nothing. I don't know if you guys remember that. Yeah. I always wish my dad would have done something like that with us. Just sat us all down and said, you are not poor. Your mother and I are poor. Everything. Any single moms in the audience? Single mom. My sister is a single mom, 2 kids. She's wonderful at it. I don't know how you guys do it. It has me thinking about motherhood, and I'm like, I can't do that alone. I need a partner, right? Because kids aren't supposed to ruin a person's life. They're supposed to ruin 2 people's lives. I was visiting my cousin recently. She also has 2 kids. And I was making my way upstairs in the morning, because I sleep in the basement, and her 4-year-old son greeted me at the top of the steps. And he goes, why do you make a smoothie every morning when you wake up? And I was like, why do you make a lot of noise every morning when you wake up? We both have our routines. I do want kids someday, which surprises a lot of people in my life. They're like, Lizzie, you don't even like kids. No, I don't like your kids. You're a bad parent, your child's a monster. And I know everyone has their own ideas on how they'll raise children, right? Some are on board with hitting, some aren't. I don't care what you do. I just wish people would stop using their own childhoods to justify how they're going to raise their children. I have this coworker that's always like, my parents never hit me. I turned out pretty okay. Did you? I still don't know where you were January 6th, okay? Also, pretty okay is at our bar. Is that what we're going for here, you guys? My parents hit me. Of course they did. They were church workers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the phrase, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's the phrase that actually comes from the Bible. Proverbs 13:24 says, he who spares the rod hates his son. That's what it says in the Bible. You know what I learned from that? My parents loved me. No rod was spared. I even had my mouth washed out with soap. Anybody in here ever get the soap in the mouth?
Yes.
Anyone? Yeah. Do you guys remember what kind of soap was used? Dawn. Dial. You see, people remember. We remember.
It was blue.
Blue. My mom used Ivory Bar soap, and she would wipe down the sides of our mouths, scrub the tongue, and then make us bite down on it for a few minutes. Yeah, terrible. You know what though? That stuff worked. This thing is as clean as they come now. Guess you could say I turned out pretty okay. My parents also had really high expectations for us growing up. I had a lot of friends whose parents would pay them for getting A's on their report cards. Anybody in here ever get that? No? Yeah? Okay, get out. Get out! I would show my parents a report card full of A's. They'd be like, great, you may still live here. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I feel like it's carried over into my personal life, though, a little bit. I have really high expectations for other people, and men in particular, right? I'm 34, I'm single, and I do think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I set the bar really high. And that bar's like right here. I'm kidding. Oh, short men get so upset that nobody wants to date them. Listen, short guys, I can assure you that is not always the case. Like for me, most of the times, I just don't see you. My eye level. Hear me out, okay? I think we need height sections in dating. Want a little audience participation here, okay? If you guys are under 5'7", I want you to raise your hands. Under 5'7", yeah, take a look around the room. You guys are short. Date amongst yourselves. Okay? 5'7" to 5'11", hands up, look around the room. Good, you guys are average. Date other average people. 6 feet and above, you are tall, please come to me, okay? I'm here trying to breed some athletes. I have a friend who's always raving about dating short men, and she's so proud of herself too. She's like, I love dating short men, they're so much fun. My ex, he's 5'4", I'm a hero. You're 5'6". Last guy I dated was 5'8", which is 6 inches shorter than me. You know what that makes me? A superhero. I don't know. I just don't understand these women under 5'5" dating these men over 6 feet tall. That's a long distance relationship. What are we doing? I do get it though from the male perspective. Ladies, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. If you're that short and he's that tall, he can't hear you. No, we know men hate listening. When he's up there, he doesn't hear a word you're saying. I know this because I have to squat down just to hear my short friends. It's true. I went to the eye doctor recently. I wear contacts. Anybody in here have contacts? You guys familiar with the lens test? So for those who aren't familiar, you get this lens test and they flip between them and they're like, which one's better, 1 or 2, right? And you just keep telling them. I have never been more stressed over a test for which I'm the only person that has the answers. And you can never actually tell the difference. So like, which one's better? Like, I don't, like, could you tell me which one's supposed to be better? And I'll let you know if that's right. I feel like I'm doing all the work. I'm just like, isn't this your job? And then they ask you about family history. Right? Is there any history of eye disease in your family? I don't know, probably. You think we're just sitting around the table at Thanksgiving being like, let's check in. How's your eye health? Uncle Joe's like, well, I have cataracts. Okay, that's irrelevant. You're not a blood relative. We're wasting time, people. I'm very competitive. I've learned this about myself. I don't do well with people who aren't competitive. I come across so many people that are like, we're just here to have fun. Well, you can't be on my team. You guys know what's fun? Winning. Winning is fun. Some of my friends get really upset with me though because I won't play certain sports with them. I'm like, well, be better. You're not very good. You guys have been wonderful. I'm Lizzie Boeck. Give it up for Ellie.